Buddy, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival, and today I just wanted to show you this cool website called nuclearsecrecy.com. The reason I'm showing you this is because I've had several comments lately that allude to the idea that you cannot survive a nuclear attack, and that there's really no reason to prepare for it or think about it or anything like that. That the military are the only folks that have the ability to survive it. And even that is questionable. And that's just simply not true. So what I want to do is I want to use this map, and this is basically a simulator. I went ahead and put in Denver. We went ahead and chose the North Korean weapon that was tested in 2017. That's 150 kilotons. We'll go ahead and do a surface burst. We'll show casualties, radioactive fallout. Let's go here to the advanced options. Make sure that we've got all these checked to show third degree burns, 50% probability, first degree burns, 50% probability, the minimum radius for 100% probability of no burn as well. Showing, basically all the effects. This is the most significant that it would be, as far as their estimates. And we're going to use a 15 mile an hour wind at about 112 degrees. And let's go ahead and detonate that. Now, at first glance, that looks like, holy cow, that's a whole lot of, Denver is completely destroyed. But that's not actually the case. Remember, we've got these different rings that are showing first degree burns, second degree burns, and all the way out here is no, probability of having no burns whatsoever. So as we get closer to the center, that's where the major destruction is happening. This is where the major fallout is happening. We can back this up, though, and we can see that this is quite survivable. There's a lot of people around here in this area and on the sides and to the north and on up, north towards Loveland and Fort Collins and all that, are not going to have any significant effects. Now, as wind shifts and changes and stuff like that, we may have some additional fallout, in these different directions and stuff like that. But the prevailing winds are going to primarily carry most of it in here. So this is where you're going to see most of the problems. Obviously, most of the people in the city would evacuate once this happened and stuff. And as you can see, most of them would be alive to be able to evacuate. We've only got about 120,000 deaths and about 100,000 injuries estimated. Now, as time goes on and if you stay in the area and stuff like that, you may have some, additional injuries and things like that. But the point is that if you just stay in your house for a couple of days, go down into your basement, close off, a section of your house, turn your AC and heater off, and try to seal up your house as best you can so no alpha and beta particles get in there. And if you do go outside, make sure you're wearing a couple layers of clothing. Make sure that you have a respirator or a mask on so you don't inhale any alpha or beta particles, and you minimize your exposure time as much as possible. You are going to be fine unless you're in one of these, significantly highly impacted areas. After a couple of days, your risk has significantly dropped, and then you can exit out of the area, and you're going to probably survive this. So that's really kind of the main point that I wanted to show here, is that this is a survivable event, and even something as terrible as nuclear war, people are going to survive. All right. Now, if we're talking about a total all-out nuclear exchange between the United States, Russia, and China, and thousands of nuclear missiles are flying everywhere, okay, obviously that's going to be, long term, that's going to be a lot more difficult to survive unless you live in an extremely remote area, and even then the nuclear winter and those kind of things would be difficult. But one-off or two-off kind of nuclear strikes are something that are very, very survivable, and with really not a lot of specialized kinds of preparation. So anyway, guys, I recommend you go over to this site, nuclearsecrecy.com, and you play around a little bit with it in your city and your prevailing winds and different kinds of bombs and all that kind of stuff, and just take a look at it and see what you think about it. Anyway, guys, as always, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and don't forget to live 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance, even in a nuclear war. Take care, guys.